Hey there, everybody. I am Debbie Crowley from ExpressivelyDeb.com, and welcome. Today I have a card that features an element cluster and pattern paper from the Hearts of Elegance Bundle and the Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper. The Hearts of Elegance, I believe it's called the Hearts of Elegance Suite, was released into Stampin' Up's online exclusive store early this month, early in November. I think it was around November 5th that it was released. I got the bundle and the paper. Actually, I got the suite. I usually do get the suites because the products are so coordinated. It makes it so easy to design cards and put everything together. But I thought it would be fun today to show you how I did this element cluster and to show you the different elements that are in the bundle. See, this bundle trends toward Valentine's Day. I created a birthday card, and I did it because actually I did need a special birthday card, but to show you that even though this bundle is trending toward Valentine's Day, you can use it for anything. You can use it for a hello, a happy birthday, a get well, congratulations. So it's just a matter of the sentiment that it's what sentiment you use. And I'll go through the pieces and parts with you. So this is an element cluster. We're going to focus on the element cluster today. The card is a very basic design with the Designer Series paper layer, a circle grounding layer, the sentiment layer, and then clustering the elements around it and layering. I have some ribbon under there. I have another piece of Designer Series paper. So I really went to it when I was cutting and designing how I wanted to place the elements. And then on the inside of the card, I stamped happy birthday and just a little image from the stamp set. Okay, so that's the card. Here are the parts and pieces. And I started with a card base, a top fold, basic white card base, 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. This Designer Series paper layer is 4 inches, 4 inches across, 5 1/4 inches in length, and that will go on top. Then I created a banner. I will show you how to do that. This banner layer is 2 inches wide by 3 1/2 inches in length. So we have that piece that's going to go on. This is the circle that I die cut from my deckled edged circles. And this circle is 2 1/2 inches in diameter. So if you don't, it's good to know that the size of the circle, because if you don't have the deckled edge dies, you can cut a circle die that's around the same size, or you can punch a circle that's around the same size. It doesn't have to be, the deckled edge dies. Same thing with the card. I know I always say this when I do my videos for my customer card kits, but, use the design and the dimensions, everything I give you, and put in your own elements, die cut your own elements, stamp your own elements, even use some of Farama, and you can make a beautiful card. Okay, now I stamped and die cut 3 of the flowers for the element cluster. Now these flowers I just reversed. On this card I have 2 melon mambo, 1 flirty flamingo. Here I've got 2 flirty flamingo and 1 melon mambo, just to switch it up a little bit. And then in my layering I found this ribbon. This is the frayed 3/8 of an inch white cotton ribbon. It's nice. It's a nice layering piece. And this would look very pretty on a vintage card, but I liked it with the layering the flowers. I cut 3 leaves, and I used Granny Apple Green and Old Olive. I cut the sentiment strip. The sentiment strip is 1 inch by 2 3/4 inches, and I rounded the corners on that one just because I wanted to keep, we have a round heart, we have a round circle, so the flowers are rounded on the edge. So it's pattern repeat, is what that's called. So I wanted to keep it round, so I did that. Okay, so we'll get started putting this together. It's very easy. We'll get the layer. This layer goes on to the front of the card base. Look at that. Isn't that pretty with the gold? I'll get my glue started here. And we'll put this on the front. Center it. And it's 1/4 inch shorter on both sides than the card base. So 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, and we'll get that on. Now the next thing we're going to do is put on the banner. So let me show you. I cut a piece of cardstock and I handcraft this banner. We do have banner dies that I have from years ago that have all sorts of sizes of banners. But sometimes it's just quicker to just handcraft it. So what I did, I just looked. Now you can measure this. This is 2 inches in width. So you can measure in maybe 1 inch from the side and maybe about 1/2 inch up. And from the bottom, put a little dot there and cut from each corner of the bottom to that dot, and you'll have your banner. I'm just eyeballing it. A lot do, and I eyeball. There are times when I just kind of do what I'm doing right now, or there are times when I measure. It just depends on what mood I'm in. So that's one side of the banner. You just cut from the edge to the slit that you made at about the 1 inch mark on this measurement, and then I'm going to cut this to it also. So now I have my banner, and that's how I cut this one, exactly the same way. So this banner, I'm going to reverse it, and we're going to put this just about in the center, maybe 1 inch up from the bottom, 1 inch up from the top, about 1/2 inch from the left side, maybe 3/4 inch from the left side. I'm going to go a little further out with that, right about there, if you can see that placement. Because we're going to have our elements going along there. So we're going to get the banner on. So it's always good when you're putting a card like this together to do all of your cutting first. Prepare all of the elements that are going to go onto your card, and then just put it together. There is a PDF tutorial in my blog post on this card, which will go up either later today or it will be up in the morning, depending on when I get the link. We're going to put the circle with some glue onto the right side of the banner, and leave a little space, maybe 3/4 inch, 5/8 inch on that side. And there's the banner. Okay, now I cut some ribbon. If you can see the ribbon underneath here, I have 2 pieces of ribbon. The ribbon is about 3 inches in length. So here, I'm just putting glue dots onto the ribbon. So that's one, and I'm putting one here. I want it to drop below the banner a little bit. See where it's a little lower than the banner there? And we'll get the other one on. Okay, so now this piece. So I put 2 glue dots on from the middle to the bottom of the ribbon. You can even trim the ribbon on top if you want. And I'm going to put this just like that so that they're kind of side by side, but you have a little space there. So you see how I laid that out. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to put on is the heart. I have dimensionals on the back here. And the heart is just going to go over the circle and maybe 1/4 of an inch and maybe about 1/2 inch down from the top. Okay, next is the sentiment. So the sentiment is going to go up. It's going to go just below the heart. We're not going to really touch, just barely right up against the heart, okay? And it's going to go up, slanted a little bit upward, and putting it on with dimensionals. On this side, and where are my dimensionals? Here we go. I want to make sure what I'm going to do. I have 2 dimensionals on the back of the right of the sentiment layer, and I'm just going to add some glue on the left side of the back of the sentiment layer. If you can see that. Get the back of the dimensionals. So there's 2 dimensionals on the back of the right of the back of 1 dimensional on the back of the right of the sentiment layer, 1 in the middle, and a little bit of glue on the back of the left. And this is going to set right here over the ribbon, and just so that we have about the same space from the side of the heart here to the bottom right edge of the sentiment. You see that where my fingers are? Here. That's about the same distance. What we're doing is balancing the card. We have about the same distance for the banner. See, the banner's gonna, this is the grounding layer, so that's kind of the guide on this. On this one, I cut the banner shorter. I didn't have the banner, but I like it with the banner there because I'm going to put an element, an embellishment there. So I switched this one up just a little bit from the sample. Okay, now we're going to put the flowers on, and we're going to put the Melon Mambo. We're going to start from the middle out. The Melon Mambo is going to set right about there. So when we put it here, we're going to need a dimensional on this side, on the back of the left side of the flower. Okay, so when you're doing element clusters like this, it's always good to see where the placement of your dimensional is going to go and your glue, because you want to keep it, even though I've got a lot going on here, I have a lot of elements here that are going on to the card. The card is going to kind of be flat. It's really only going to be 1 layer up with the dimensional, and you're going to see that. So, and a little glue on the back of the right side of the flower. So the dimensional on the back of the left, and a little glue on the back of the right. And we're going to place that, I guess right about here. Okay, and then we'll take a Flirty Flamingo, and this one is going to overlap the Melon Mambo just a little bit, or we can tuck, whatever you prefer. Let me see how it looks like tucked. Oh, it looks nice tucked. I'm going to tuck it. Okay, so here we're going to put the dimensional on the same thing on the back of the left side of the flower, and we're going to put a little glue on the back of the right. So the back of the right is the glue side, and the back of the left is the dimensional side. Put that right about there. Okay. See, if I run my hand over this is flat. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, all kinds of elements on top of ribbon, you know, on the circle, on the banner. So we have all kinds of elements going on here, but yet the top of the card is flat, okay? And then on this one, I think I'm going to go over, on my sample I have it over this way, to the edge, but I'm not going to do that. Well, I could put it here, but that looks like it's too straight. I'm going to go this way with it. Let me just tuck this under here and see. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to go, I'm going to drop it a little lower because I want that gold heart, the embossing on the gold heart to really show up. Now, if I put my finger here as I'm doing, all this needs is glue. So if you're placing it there, and you may not get it in the exact spot that I'm doing it, so just keep that in mind. Put your finger over it, and you'll know where to place your dimensional and your glue. So that's how. Okay, now the leaves, I die cut these leaves. These are stamped and die cut with one of the stamps in the bundle. So I'm just going to, let's see, we're going to put, we may have to use a dimensional. I'm going to put one here. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is put half of a dimensional. I don't have minis. I had them, and I used them all up, but we also have the mini dimensionals. They're in my online store, and you can use those. Okay, let's see. There we go. Put this right in the center. So I have the dimensional in the center on this one, and a little glue. So on this one, placing it the way I'm going to place it, and you're going to use your judgment when you place yours. You may have them almost, I'm putting glue on the other leaf, and we'll put a little glue on the other leaf, on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to tuck this. So it's still nice and flat, see? Okay. And then this one is another granny apple green. So I'm going to put this here. I like it there. Okay, so here we go again. Let me pull it out. And we're going to put half of a dimensional on that one. So again, we're putting it there. So the dimensional is going to go on this leaf, right on the back of the bottom leaf there. Just want to, and just don't make sure that your dimensional doesn't show through the other side. And then some glue on the back. Okay, got enough of that, just a dot. Okay, and we're going to just tuck this right under there. And that's that. See, it's coming together beautifully. And then this, I think we're going to go right under here with it and bring some green up here. Or it could go here, but it's too much on the side. So I think we're going to go here with it. And same thing. We just need a dimensional right there. And you'll be able to judge it. You'll know. And a little bit of... The dimensional is kind of right in the center. But you know what? I'm going to put a little glue on either side. Either both leaves on either side. There we go. Okay, and we're going to put this right here. Now keep in mind, we don't want to cover the sentiment, right? But we could bring it right up to the sentiment. And I want to bring it over the heart. I hope my head's not in the way. There we go. Okay, that's it. It's finished. The front is finished. We have to just put some embellishments on. And these are the heart I did this card without my glasses. I can't believe I did that. Okay, these are the adhesive backed heart sequins, and they are shiny, shiny, shiny sequins gold, and they are in the suite of products. Okay, and I think what I'm gonna do, definitely, we're gonna put, well, they come in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. I'm gonna put a medium up there on the banner. I'm gonna put a large over here on the circle. And I think a small one. Well, we have some gold foil here on this, which is beautiful. So I think, one more. I'll put a small one. And there we go. And that's it. So the card took a little bit of a life of its own. The front of the card. I wanted the banner to show on the top here. Because I wanted to bring that color up. But the flowers are different. Here's the sample. The flowers are different. Everything else is laid out almost the same. I went this way with the cluster on this one, and I went this way. In other words, the cluster is pointing to the left on the one we just did, and on this one it's pointing to the right. So it's up to you. There is a project sheet, and all of the cutting dimensions will be there. I do have a couple of pictures in it. It is attached in the description box below this video, and it will also be on the corresponding blog post. Just go to expressivelydeb.com and you'll see it. It'll be listed in the product, in the tutorials if you don't see it on the front page of my website. But if you go into the galleries tab and just scroll down to project tutorials, you'll be able to find it there, or it will be under the video tutorials also. So I hope you enjoyed this card. I made it a happy birthday card. And I'm going to do my stamping when I turn the video off. But the stamp, I had the happy birthday stamp. So that is listed in the project. All of the supplies will be listed on the project sheet, so you'll have them. And just put a little embellishment on the inside. So I turned this Valentine-themed bundle into a birthday card because they had the flowers in the bundle, which gives you a little bit of diversity there that you can go in a couple of different directions with it. But the hearts are gorgeous. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. As always, remember to express your creativity, and the only limitation is your imagination. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Safe travels for those who are traveling, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks for stopping by.